Peacemaker Season 2 is finally wrapped, and I gotta say, after everything we've been through, there is one line that still is just stuck in my mind on a loop after this season.
Peacemaker. What a joke.
Welcome back, everyone. We are here to talk about Peacemaker Season 2. I'm Amanda. Some of you may know me as Vamp X13, and we're going to be talking about what went on this season and how I felt about it. I've done recaps in all my previous episodic videos, so I'm not going to worry too much about that here because a lot happened this season. So you know if you've watched it, and if you haven't watched it, what are you doing here, man? Because we are definitely going to be talking about spoilers. We're going to be talking about just the overall feeling of the show and the themes and where I felt it worked and where I felt it didn't. So let's talk about the feelings on Peacemaker Season 2. So I think the thing is with this season, all of the acting has been at a higher level. Even some of the story has also been at a higher level. And definitely the budget is at a higher level in Season 2. So that's something that I like about it. I think that the parts that are the best are kind of centered more around this idea of this other universe and Chris wanting to go there and him resolving that whole issue, and then in the end kind of realizing that he is where he belongs. Where I think the season is a little weaker is kind of marrying that whole idea of Chris finding out where he belongs and the other universe to everything that is overarching on the whole. There are really good bits of character development in this season, and this season is still straight up fire. Like, should you watch Season 2 of Peacemaker? Abso-freaking-lutely you should. It's so good. The soundtrack is so good. The way that this show is shot, the way that James Gunn is just having fun with cameras and the way that they can move and the things that you can do with them in general in films recently in his work is so worth your time. Let me tell you. And the other directors that worked on Peacemaker Season 2 all did phenomenal jobs as well. Like, throughout, every single episode, I think, was really solid. However, I just think that the overarching story could use a little bit more stitching, I guess, almost. Everything doesn't come together as satisfyingly, I think, as Season 1, but it's still really well made. And in fact, I think a lot of it's actually at a higher level. But how it all comes together in the end is the part that feels a little lackluster. I think it's also just that with Season 2, the finale, it's not a bad finale with Episode 8, but there are a lot of montages. I talked about this more in my Episode 8 review, but there are a lot of montages. That's basically it. And it just feels a little bit like there's too much that is going on that is just like, and then a bunch of this happens, and then some of this happens. It's not specific, and while I love how beautifully Peacemaker in general, and a lot of James Gunn's work in general, is tied to music, sometimes we go a little too over the top with that. And I think that's kind of what happened at the end of the show. Still a great final episode, and still a great season, a really strong season. And I hope that it keeps everybody interested, that they want to know where Peacemaker is going next. I want to know where Peacemaker is going next. I want to know where all these characters are going next. This creative team has made me care so much about these characters that a lot of these characters, even though they pretty much, I think, all exist in the comics, James Gunn has really made them into his own thing. And the fact that Peacemaker also is a bit of a stand-in for his dad, I think is really moving as well. Hearing him talk about that was great. Getting to watch the podcast for this was great. Getting to discuss each week just what we thought was happening in Peacemaker was great. I honestly haven't felt as hyped about a show in a while, you know? And I love shows like this. It reminds me of when we were all watching X-Men 97 when Season 1 was happening, and we were all talking each week, and it was fun and it was exciting. Or The Penguin, that was such a fun show to discuss. So I've just been enjoying how much fun it is to talk about this series. Also, speaking of talking about things, if you're wondering why I'm in a Poison Ivy cosplay right now, it's because I have been streaming all of this month. It's Halloween month. It's October right now at time of recording in cosplay. So every single stream, I'm trying to do a different cosplay. And this was today's. So if you would like to check out some of that and would like to check out any of my streams, I do stream over on the live tab and at twitch.tv/vampx13. I might be live right now. I might even be Poison Ivy. Who knows? Overall, though, I think this has been such a powerful season. And I've just had a lot of fun. All the all the wacky hijinks we've gotten up to, all of the tears I have shed. I love how emotional this show is. And I love that it feels like, at least with season 2, there's been even more people getting into the hype. The thing that I really love about season 2 is that it feels like even more of us are invested than they were before. There are more people watching season 2, it feels like, than season 1. And I believe it's been reported that with season 2, there's even more people watching. It definitely feels that way to me, because I've been talking to so many people about it this year. And when season 1 was happening, there's only a few people that I knew that were watching it. And I've loved Peacemaker since I saw the character over in Suicide Squad. And if you haven't seen the Suicide Squad, James Gunn's Suicide Squad, you should definitely watch that as well. In fact, I want to come back and even do a review on that and just revisit it, because we never talked about it when it came out on this channel. I wasn't really making content like this then, and I loved that movie. And I love that this show has so many ties to it, and this season especially, the way it even ends with the little homage to Rick Jr. So cute with the little bunny figure that's on the table that was on his shirt. If you watch the Suicide Squad, it's just, this is what I love about superhero stories. It is everything that I love about superhero stories. So any issues that I had with the show, I feel like are very small in terms of just how much it's given me this season. And the new characters we've been introduced to, like Langston Fleury. What a freaking scene stealer, man, with Tim Meadows in it. He's great, and I can't wait to see more of him in the next season. And I love that we got Checkmate, and I love that we have Bordeaux in here as well. There's just a lot that we can be building to, and I think James Gunn has big plans for the DCU, and I'm so happy to see that Peacemaker has been included in those plans, and that Peacemaker has a place there, and that these character stories will live on in some way, even if it's not necessarily in a Peacemaker season 3. I've just loved it. It's been such a fun and wild ride, and even though all my theories didn't pay off, we'll probably be doing another theories video where we'll be talking about season 3 theories or future of Peacemaker theories, and also we'll go through and talk about the ones that were correct and the ones that were wrong, because that's the fun of this stuff. I love shows that make me think about things. I love shows with big cerebral concepts where we can talk about the world around us. Superhero stuff should do that. Superhero stories should inspire us to look within ourselves and see, what do we consider to be a heroic trait? To look around the world and see, how do we feel about things that are happening, and what are the injustices, and what are the things that should be celebrated? All of that. So that's what I love about Hero Tales, is that they can be so inspiring and so thought-provoking when done right. And this is a show that encapsulates all of that. Season 2 has been no exception, following in the steps of season 1, and in fact, I think expanding from it. Overall, I think I would still give this season a 5 out of 5, even though there are still a few issues. Well, I don't know. I guess I can't give it a 5 out of 5 if I have a few issues. Well, I'm still going to do it. I'm just going to do it because at the heart of what Peacemaker is, it's so right that even any things that could be improved upon don't affect the overall bundle of it. So if we're just saying as a season, I think it is great and it is good just as it is. It is perfect just as it is. And hopefully, as we continue to evolve, things will just get better over time and it'll just continue to build. But just what it gives me in my heart of hearts is a 5 out of 5. The feels that I get from this show. It's so uplifting. And I wasn't a fan of that opening sequence initially, the new one, season 2. Season 2 intro, like animes, can it keep up with season 1? And I gotta say, it grew on me to the point that now I think I even prefer it to season 1. How is that possible? So that's all I have to say about this one. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on season 2 down in the comments below. I want to talk with you guys. I'll see you in the next video. And until then, friends, stay nerdy. Bye! And if you like when I talk about Peacemaker, you need to click over here because I talk about a lot of stuff, baby.